Hi, I'm Judith, and this is my corner. Today is Friday the 13th, and it's been 13 days since Nancy Guthrie disappeared. So let me tell you a story. What if you're a young, vibrant woman, happy, you're married to a great guy, you have 3 wonderful children, and your life is just moving right along in the right path. And suddenly, your husband has a heart attack. And here you are. You're left raising 3 children all by yourself. These children adored their father, so you want to keep his memory alive as much as you can. You've decided that this is going to be your duty, is to raise them, give them everything that you can, and make sure that they grow up to be wonderful people. So you get a little part-time job, you join the church, and you do volunteer work. You start writing books and poetry, and things are moving along. And your church has retreats, so you go on a retreat after a long thought. You finally go on a retreat, and while you're there, you meet this guy. And this guy is so funny, and he's so handsome, and he makes you laugh, and he makes you dance, and your whole world has opened back up. All the things that you thought you were never going to experience, you're all of a sudden feeling. And so you kind of are intrigued about this guy, but you go back home and you do your duty and take care of your children, and when you put them to bed, you sneak off to the study and you call each other and you talk for hours and hours. And the more you talk, the more you want to be together. And so you make ways to go out of town for the weekend. You say you're visiting family or relatives or a sick person, or you're going to a church service or something. And you see each other occasionally, quite often. And you both fall in love with each other. And so you cannot leave your obligations where you are, because your children and your family and your church and your surroundings, you don't want to give that up. And he can't leave where he is, because you don't want him in your life. You don't want the children to know that he exists. He has a business, and so you carry on this long distance relationship for years and years and years. And then when COVID hit, you couldn't travel, and so you started writing letters to each other. You still communicated by phone, but the letters came more and more often, and they were floral and flowery, and they made you fuzzy and warm on the inside. And so you raised your children. They've gone to college. They became successful. One of them even is in the media, and you continued this relationship, but now you don't want anyone to know who you are. So when you go to see your friend of 30 years, he calls you by a different name. His surroundings know you as just a regular person, not affiliated with any high-class people. So you carry on this relationship more and more and more. And you're thinking about how you're going to move, give up everything, and be with the person that you love. And so you plan and you plan, but you just can't find the right way of doing it. Funny thing how God works. At your job, something happens. And I don't know if it's fraud or embezzlement or something, but you find something that could jeopardize your life if they found out, and they have. So now you're in danger. And you call your friend of 30 years and you start planning on how to get you away from your situation into his world. So you set up a new phone, you set up a new driver's license, you get new medication from down there, and you plan on making it look like you just disappeared. It was all planned out. And you even sent a letter to your children explaining most of everything, not all, but just so they are aware of your disappearance. So now you're making it look like a kidnapping, but everything has gone wrong because the people that know, the few people that know what's going on, have fumbled and mumbled it. They've ruined everything. Everything's turning upside down and looking bad and worse than it was supposed to be. And here you are. You're being protected by the people that know. Family members know, but not anyone else. And so this is the story, and here we are. And I'm not saying that this story is true, and I'm not saying this story is not true, but what if you're laying low until the fumbling fools in the media and the government finally figure out what's going on? Just saying.